Hi guys, Norm with you again, and this is my 1970s Clairol 1200 hairdryer. And as you can see, I scribbled on there the motor is dying, and I have scribbled a load of black marker on it just to identify that it is the bad one, you know. And so then I was thinking, what can I do? Well, I possibly could have found a new motor to put in it, but I thought, no. I've had this for so long. I've kept it going for many years, cleaned it out and done everything. So I thought, right, it's time for a new one. So then I thought, what the hell can I replace this with? Because this is a very, very good hairdryer. So I looked at the new Dyson hair stylers and the Shark hair wrap or whatever it's called. And there was quite a nice Panasonic hairdryer I was looking at. But in the end, I bought this. Yep, another Clairol 1200. And this was, I thought, the only thing that could actually replace the old Clairol 1200 was a new Clairol 1200 because it is just such a good hairdryer. And anybody that's actually used one will agree with me that this, the switch in this one doesn't feel quite right. That these are a bloody brilliant hairdryer. And as I was looking for this one, I also found this one, which is the Clairol 1200 professional version, and that is superb. Look at that. Yeah. And this one's obviously got low heat or high heat, and fast fan and slow fan, and so that is very nice. That is going to become the main hairdryer from now on. And this Clairol 1200 will be a spare. And so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to take this apart and clean it all and do everything because I've already cleaned the professional one and that's looking good. But this one seems to be the switch. Doesn't feel quite right. So it may be just something blocked in there. I mean, if you look at the back here, yeah, you can just about see it, but there is a metal sort of grill inside there, and that is blocked up with hair. Can't really see it very well. But anyway, we'll get it open and we'll see that. And so that obviously needs to be cleaned. So anyway, how you get into these, there's two screws, one here, one here. There's a screw at the top there, and there's a screw at the front here, in each of these. And then it kind of just sort of comes apart. So let's start by taking the nose off. All right, let's now pull this apart. And we can see there is the element. Ah, I'm looking for a pair of these. There's a pair already out over there. But yeah, okay, so there is a little bit of metal, a little bit of plastic down here I can grab and pull that out. And the wire, lovely. And let's get that out of there. That's nice. Right, let's get this out. Okay, and there's the basis of the hairdryer, and there is the motor, and it seems to be okay. So now these fans are very, very hard to get off. And that may be what sort of damaged the other motor, because not long ago I did actually have to get this filter, this fan off to clean out some hair in the other one. And I'm thinking that all my yanking and pulling on that, trying to get it off, might be what killed the motor. So I'm just going to apply a bit of heat to that and try and get that off later. But first off, I'll pull the wires out from there, and consequently still the original plug from the 70s. That's not a safe plug these days, so that will be changed as well. But now we've got all these bits. Take out that screw and pop out the screw. Okay, so now all these bits can come out and be washed. So let's now head out and wash those. Okay, so we've got the water going in now, and that's just about enough. And you want the water to be as hot as you can stand, and that's really nice. And I've used some of this fairy antibacterial um, stuff, which is quite good. Just any old fairy liquid will do, really. It's really the hot water that kills any germs or anything that might be on the unit. Now, of course, we're not saying in any of this that the previous owner was dirty or anything like that. It's just the hair dryers do get a lot of like hair follicles and dust and all that in, and when you're using a second-hand one, that's not really what you want. And so, what I'm going to do also, and what a lot of people don't do, is while this is soaking in there, having a nice wash, I'm going to put in some vanilla essence, and that just gives it a bit of a nice smell. I mean, the antibacterial fairy liquid is eucalyptus, and so let me just put some of that in there, and oops, a little bit more. And you can put whatever flavour you like, really. And then when it's all washed and dried, it will have a hint of vanilla sort of smell to it, and that is very nice. And I think what I'll do now is I'll just leave them in there for like 20 minutes, and that will absorb all that vanilla oil and everything, and it will be very nice smell. Absolutely lovely. Of course, the vanilla smell doesn't stay for long after you've used it, like a time or two. Well, it will just fade. But it is nice that once you've cleaned it all and put it back together, you just get that nice vanilla smell. And you just say, that's very nice and clean and wonderful. Righto, so we can leave those bits in there. And we'll go back out to the workbench and clean the heating element and stuff. Okay, so while all the plastics are into soak, you can see we've still got sort of quite a bit of dust on these bits and what have you. I'm also going to give this heater a bit of a brush, and I have figured out that this is actually a bit later than my original one. Um, but still good just the same, or I should hope so anyway. But what I want to do with this is just use a bit of IPA and so now we need to put this all together, and first thing I need to do is put the mains lead in. This bit needs to go in, and we're just about, yeah, this bit here has to face downwards, so it's got to go that way. And see, it doesn't fit now. Don't know why. Come on. That's it. Okay, took a minute to figure that out, but now that is incorrect with one wire going each side of the post, and the switch now is sitting down as it should. Although the switch itself still doesn't feel very good. Even with just like that, the switch just feels a bit crappy, really. So I think what they've done is they took the original design of the older one and they've cheapened it out, and they've seen how can we, this is a great hairdryer, but how can we make it cheaper? And so this seems to be a cheaper version with a cheaper switch, and it is essentially the same model, the Clairol 1200. They've kept the same design, but it's just not, this switch. I am half tempted to swap over the switch from the other one, because that actually is a good switch and would be great, but I'll maybe do that another time off camera or something, because this video is going to be too long else. Right, let's get this thing. Okay, so finally, there it is back together. And yep, the switch is kind of okay, I guess. That's together right. It's really not a good feeling switch. But there it is. So this will now be used as a spare, obviously. I'll keep the professional one as the sort of daily driver, and this will be just like a backup. And yeah, it really doesn't feel good at all, that switch. But anyway, let's now plug this in and see how it does. Right, so we're plugging in now, turning on now, and let's go. Okay, that is working. And if we look down there, you can see it's not overheating or anything. Getting a little waft of vanilla coming through. Not entirely very warm at that speed. Let's go up now to the full speed. Yep, and battery blowing nicely. But as a blower, as a dryer, it feels about the same and it blows quite nicely and with the heat and everything. But no, it's just not the same. It just feels different, you know, when you get that feeling and it just feels different. But I guess it'll be all right as a spare, you know. And so I just gather this one all up now because this one will be going for recycling. And so, yeah, it's just a shame that, you know, they've had to cheap out on it, really. They turned what was a really, really great hair dryer into a near enough sort of thing. Yeah, they should, so, you know, if you've got a successful product and it's selling really well and you're making money out of it, don't get greedy. And that's what they've got greedy. We're selling shitloads of these. How can we make them cheaper? And they've ruined it basically. But it's good enough for a spare. Anyway, so there we are, guys. That was the replacement for the Clairol 1200, which was another Clairol 1200, but this time adding the professional version. I never even knew they made a professional version of it until I seen this. And so, yeah, super. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Cheers for now.